Okay, there was something that I seen here yesterday, and it looked like a pope. And I want to try to bring it back up. Oh, I just noticed that little base right there. That is interesting. There was a pope like praying somewhere, but this guy is doing something. But the pope was right here. I remember that where he was. Oh, look, there's another tiger. So when we look at this bigger picture here, oh, I didn't even notice. Oh, what is that? Oh, it looks like an eyeball. That's fascinating. But my goal is I want to look at this priest. If I can find him again, he's down here somewhere. There he is, right there. I knew if I got my eyes focused. There he is. See if I can pull him out. You see his face right here? It kind of goes down like this. And there's these two eyes. Now I call him a priest or a pope because he's got like this. Oh, oh, that's interesting because that looks like another face, like somebody's. Oh, that is interesting. Okay. Oh, dang it, I lost him again. See if I can move out. Now, here this guy is. This guy's right next to him. I turn the phone. Oh, he is a hard one to. Oh, look at this right here. Just try to get this face out again. There he is. I was thinking, I wonder whose face that is, or if there's an image out online with that face. Oh, this is interesting. It looks like a big bow. There's something else I want to show you. It's interesting. Um, the other thing I want to show you is that Theology Ed, he's been going through these videos like Johnny Darko, White Noise. Um, I was looking at The Knowing with, um, um, what's his name? Nicholson, or Nicholas Cage. Let's see, he does iPad Go 2. Let's see here. What was the other one that he was doing? I think it was The Hunt and Freaky. I haven't looked at those yet. But what I want to show you is the symbolism of these movies. Oh, what's this? Us. Oh, I should look up the movie Us too. Who is the main character? She's the main character, Lupito. It's a Jordan Peele movie. Let's see. Let's look at the cast. Adelian, Gabe, Kitty, Josh, Zora, Jason. I don't know, that one doesn't seem to be making sense. Let's see here. Get Out. I think that's the other movie, so let's check it out. Chris Washington. Rose. I wonder if Daniel is his name or if Daniel's his other name. Anyway, I'll tell you what I was getting at. What I was getting at is that these movies that he's talking about, like White Noise, the main character's name, this guy right here, is Adam Driver. It's kind of like saying, the male Adam, right? The Adam Driver as Professor Jack Gladney. Now, when you think of Jack, remember Jack-o'-lantern? It's like representing our third eye. It's kind of like saying the AI system, the Jack. Donnie Darko, he plays the character's name in that is Jake, Jake. And then in the movie, Nicolas Cage is known as John. Now, when you look at those names, I put in the search engine, is Jack the name, the same name as John? Another name for John. And it says yes. Jack is a given name, a diminutive of John or Jackson. So you can see where Jack comes in. Alternatively, it may be derived from Jacques, the French form of James or Jacob. Remember Jacob in Scripture and James. And then remember James is one of the disciples, and so is John. So Jack might be the perfect pick for you. The name Jack is a derivative of John. A Johnkin or Jenkin or Jackin, to guess it, Jack. So it's all representing John. Name of John. Yeah. I was trying to see if there's any other names that come in symbolism of it. So when we look at these movies, we can see what they're trying to tell us, because Jack is representing our mind's eye. And remember, there's Jackie O. It's so interesting because you got Jackie O. She's, I think, so if you look at her dressed in black, right, or the mother, or an iPet goat too, she's sitting in the clamshell, so she's like the Jack. I don't know how else to describe it, but anyway, I just wanted to put that out there to everybody. So when you look at these movies and stuff, if you're following along Theology Ed, because it's kind of interesting how the white noise. Now, white noise is he goes through it. So if you check out his channel, if you get a chance and watch his videos, he tries to make connections to all these. But so you got East Palestine with the trail derailment. Now they also have another movie out. I seen it on Facebook. It seems like some type of series where the government sticks a dome over the city, and all these things happen and stuff, and they go in this fear mode. But it's kind of interesting when you look at the dome and you look at our world. Our world has a dome sealing us in where we can't get out. Hence why when they send up all the rockets and they're all shaped like a penis, when they go straight up, they're trying to break open the dome. They're trying to, it's like in Willy Wonka, the Chocolate Factory, at the very end, where he goes, puts it on high blast and shoots straight out the dome to crack the dome. That's what man's been trying to do. But you can tell when the rockets go up, because when it goes up, it hits the dome and you can see it spreads out like this big circle. In other words, it stopped and it can't go any farther up, so it's got to go out. So it's hitting the dome. So it might be an eye-opener for people to realize that they're probably giving clues to, hey, there's no space, there's a dome up above. And how people react once they realize they're in a dome. Perhaps that's what it is. But then also the end times of the Simpsons predictions, it shows where Springfield, Ohio they get trapped in a dome. They come over and they drop a dome on it as well. But the Simpsons, I think it was their dog or something. Somebody had dug a tunnel under the dome and come out the other side, because I think at the end of one of those scenes, it shows Maggie, the baby, crawling in this tunnel under the dome and comes out the other side, and Marge is like, how'd you get over there? And then they find how she got in there. So she went through. The next thing you know, the whole Simpsons family crawls through the hole, and they're on the other side of the dome, looking back inside the dome at the people. And also they had a prediction on the end times of this red dragon flying around too, catching everything and burning everything in sight. So if you think of like Hawaii and California, when you think about a red dragon, it sounds like it's some type of red laser coming down and burning up the land. When we think of dragons, like Lord Jesus, he's the dragon, he's the light, he holds the power of the sun. He's beaming, right? So you think of that type of symbolism coming down from space, probably from all those satellites, So when you think of that, think of Terminator at the end times, where they use the satellites as weapons. We're in that type of world, but people don't want to use their minds and see the symbolism that they're showing to us, right? I think, and then there was another thing I seen where they were saying about Hollywood. Hollywood works really closely with the CIA, and I started noticing, if you look at a lot of the movies, it's a lot. You can see a lot of CIA involved in a lot of these scripts and stuff in these movies. And that's where I think the problem of our world is, from my opinion, is the Central Intelligence Agency. Because so if you look at the United States right now, centrally, we've been implemented. We've been taken over, but the people can't see it. So I think they try to put it in through movies, but who knows? That's just my opinion. But I know that they had the creator of who's making all these facial masks that make people look identical to others. It's like their body doubles. They said that it was the CIA that was working with Hollywood and Hollywood working with the CIA. So when we look at today on the world, you can see how people are not acting themselves or being totally different. It's like they're playing these roles, body doubles. But again, when we look at this world too, it's a theater, it's a play. It's like Gina Marie was like, if you were to come back in your back into this life, would you do it the same or would you do it differently? And I left a comment saying, well, it depends. If you come back in, it's the same parents, the same DNA, right? Or because if you come back into this world, it's not what you can do differently, but what if our lives are scripted that way? Meaning, first of all, when we're born, our DNA from our parents' ancestors to their thinking and bloodline and their knowledge is imprinted into our body. So I got 72,000 of the Y chromosome and 72,000 of my mom's X chromosomes. So what they know, right, is how my body starts out. And then I have to connect myself with God, to pull in the rest. But you have to learn that through life, right? Plus, it depends on if you're raised up in a family that doesn't believe in, God, who doesn't believe in spiritual harmony. So, no matter how you answer that question, would you do the same thing over again? You can't say if you would or not, because you don't even know if God's going to give you that same script or not. It's like me going to this life and realizing all these images on my body and my role that I played and everything that I've done and went and been to. And, it's like it was all scripted. And I look back out and think, wow, let's talk about it, deja vu kind of thing. But it's like I'm here right where I'm at for a purpose. We all are. But, it's like when we say that we're making these changes and when we do these changes and stuff, well, have we ever thought that the reason why we thought about doing those changes is because it was scripted that we were going to change or think about doing the change and then implementing the change? So I think that's where, and she's also telling people, about fear. They're fearing about the AI system of man. Well, or fearing the AI system, but they can only see man's AI system. Remember, straight down the middle of our body is automated intelligence. It's a dragon. It's a reptilian. It's a connection to God. It's the light, the power, the AI, automatic intelligence system. Everything that's computer, like I was telling you about this computer, it's created. It's the Apple, right? The Apple computer. They took a bite. Apple took a bite. It's like taking a bite out of our brain. Remember, the left side of our brain is the lymphatic system, so it's kind of like the serpent because it goes down and winds around your spine, the tree of life. So it's just symbols, it's parables, it's stories, it's myths. We got to figure out compared to our body, just like Jack, like the jack-o'-lantern, keep your candle lit is keeping your third eye lit. That's the Jack. And it's so interesting. That's the Jake. That's the John. A John Doe. Or when guys call their private parts John, right? And don't forget your hypothalamus gland is you're connected to your pineal and your pituitary. So it's like a pistol, shape of a pistol. So, the gun. Or I pick out two where the ribbon gets pulled and it's like the rifle. If you think about the rifle, you think about your spine, the arm of God. That's kind of interesting. That just popped in my mind. Anyway, I hope you guys enjoyed that. But when we look at the symbolism, what they're showing us, we've got to use our detective mind. Preferably use your middle brain, your dragon brain, the one that's lit up, and then come in at a positive, negative view of looking at it. It's like you take your right and left eye and you're trying to focus on something and figure something out, but you go down to a straight point, but that point that you end up at the middle is the connecting to the dragon brain. So that's how I kind of would probably describe it to people. It's like pinpointing, right? The pentacle, the pentatent. I don't know. I'm just messing with y'all right now. Have a great day. But interesting stuff, right? That's been unfolding on my body. And I'm just kind of fascinated about it. It's like my friend's seen this up here and she's like, actually, I don't even think she's seen that. And I don't know if you guys seen it too, but I think this is a peacock or it might be a snake, like the DNA reptilian or that type of snake kind of like thing. Because it kind of looks, well, I don't know, it could be both because of the shape of the top of the eyes. But I thought that is fascinating. And then this, I think this looks like a female because of the shape that goes down from my neck on both sides. It looks like she's wearing like a nun's head covering. And then down here, this is interesting. You can see like this crown right here, the top of a crown. And then this king's face. There's somebody's face down here. Maybe that's a cat. But anyway, so much there. Oh, what do we got here? Anyway, I'll leave it there. Just want to chat and share that with you, everybody. So when you're looking at these movies and stuff, look at the symbolism of what they're referring to and what they mean, because as he's discussing, is a lot of symbolism of this last eclipse of October 14th, of shading it out, being, and then, so you got the sun behind him, you got the moon that stands in front of the sun, so eclipsing it, and there's always somebody or something right next to the sun. So, in everything that's being played out. So when you look at in our sky now, there's something that's next to the sun. And I think it's always a man, an older man, or a father figure, something to that effect. So anyway, I'll leave it there.